Hi everyone, it's Susan Reaver here at theorganictarian.com, and what I would like to talk to you about today is what you should know about protein and where to find the best organic protein powder. So what I'm going to cover on today's video is, do you actually eat enough protein? And there's a quiz that you can actually take if you actually visit the blog post on my website. Again, theorganictarian.com. Is all protein created equal? Sort of what to look for when you're buying organic protein sources, and why you should consider supplementing your diet with a very high quality vegan organic protein shake. And lastly, I'm going to cover this course, the 5 benefits of pea protein. So something that I never really thought about when I was younger, I'm sure most of you never did either, is actually where my food actually came from and whether it was really safe to eat or not. And I really didn't think twice about what farmers actually fed their livestock or if they were treated with hormones. But I think some of you probably know, I taught for over 5 years in the College of Agriculture and Bioresources at a university here where I'm from. And I realized that you really have to ask questions and really read labels, even right on your meat that you're buying, and do your due diligence when purchasing protein at your supermarket. So out of all the nutrients in your diet, protein is essential. So if you remember high school biology, you're going to go back in time. Protein is an extremely important building block of your cells. It forms the foundation of your heart, lungs, and DNA, and it replenishes your muscles and drives essential biological proteins such as cell growth and metabolism. So, we honestly could not exist without protein. And your body actually needs a lot of protein in order to carry out these important essential biological processes and function properly. So for the average person, this means actually consuming half of your body weight in protein every day in grams. So for an example, if you weighed 150 pounds, you would need to consume 75 grams of protein per day. So that's actually quite a bit. So do you actually eat enough protein? Okay, so there's some questions that you can ask. Do you ever feel tired even after you get a good night's sleep? Do you ever feel gassy or bloated? Do you sometimes find it hard to lose or gain weight? And have you ever experienced muscle or joint discomfort? And do you ever have trouble concentrating, or do you experience that kind of brain fog? If you have answered yes to 2 more of these questions, protein or lack thereof might be your problem. Now, is all protein created equal? Well, no. There's a reason why when you go to McDonald's or to a fast food joint, those hamburgers or cheeseburgers are extremely cheap, right? So what kind of protein are you actually consuming, right? And when you're going to the supermarket, what are you buying? So here are some interesting facts. So a lot of the beef, chicken, and pork that you actually purchase, come from your supermarket, come from factory farms. And I think it's well documented now that a lot of these livestock are treated with hormones and steroids. Now, the reason why this is done, of course, in the factory farms, there's so many of them that are living together, right? So, because they're in such crowded feedlots, it helps cut down on disease and them dying. Because, obviously they want them to live long enough so that they can actually be slaughtered. And remember that the antibiotics that are given to these livestock are actually identical to antibiotics that we are given, if you go to the doctor and you get a, cold or flu, right? So this antibiotic sort of overload increases that chance of genetic mutations, which will produce resistant strains of bacteria and viruses against which medications will be useless. And you also have to remember that you really are what they ate. So, and this is something I never questioned before, exactly what farmers actually feed their livestock on these farms. I always assumed because, cows eat, they're herbivores, eat grass, and but really grains are relatively cheap and they're very easily obtainable. So grains are often fed to livestock. And that doesn't really bother me so much, but what bothers me is that livestock are also routinely fed what's called byproduct feed. And this is really literally just crap. So it can include things like chewing gum, heat-treated garbage, and other junk food. And what I found kind of shocking is that, farmers are not required to tell us what they actually feed their animals, and the FDA does not require hormone use to be listed on labels. So when you're out shopping for protein and you're taking a look at those labels on the packages, what does it actually mean? And so I have some great links. Again, if you visit my blog on my website, where it will actually tell you what to look for when you're shopping, what these labels actually mean. So what does it actually mean, like raised without antibiotics and grass-fed or organic really mean? So definitely check that out on my website. And it's according to a report by Reuters, which is the International Agency for Research on Cancer, classified processed meat as carcinogenic to humans on its Group 1 list, along with tobacco and asbestos, which is kind of shocking. So one of the biggest actions you can actually take to reduce your exposure to these toxins and meet your body's protein requirements is to really change how you get your meats and proteins in the first place. So obviously some healthier alternatives are looking for grass-fed, beef. You can purchase organic lentils. You want to make sure when you're buying fish, it's wild caught. So make sure you're looking for wild on the bag somewhere. Free-range eggs, organic chicken, raw milk, and high-quality organic, vegan pea rice protein. So what to look for when you're out there buying organic protein sources. Your best bet is probably to visit health food stores, farmers markets, grocery stores, and you want to make sure that they carry certified organic meats, dairy, seafood, and plant protein sources. Organic raw dairy products from healthy grass-fed cows or goats. So you're going to want to look for products that are made with an A2 beta casein versus the A1. A lot of people, and there's a lot of literature, again, I've got some of this documented on my blogs, that it's easier for people to digest versus the A1. Looking for things like kefir or organic yogurt made with cow's milk or goat's milk, and cheese made with organic raw milk. So those are some things that you might want to check. Your meat, obviously 100% grass-fed. You want to check to see if it's antibiotic and growth hormone free, organic and non-GMO. Eggs, you're going to want to check to see if they're pasture eggs and chickens fed an organic diet. And it's best if you buy local, because in that way you can actually ask questions about and where they came from. So a good thing to consider supplementing your diet with a high quality vegan organic protein shake is, right now life is busy, right? And I find it sometimes it's hard to prepare always a rich protein meal. Sometimes in the morning I'm late and that's why I'm running out of the door. So smoothies are a really good source of raw organic protein. So they're a great option. They're also really good before or after a workout. A lot of people don't realize that after a workout, your body is actually able to absorb amino acids faster than any other time. And that's within that sort of window of 30 minutes after working out. So I personally like vegan organic protein shake for several reasons. And I usually tend to choose sort of a pea rice combination because it's, besides being very highly digestible, it is also still gives you that complete amino acid profile. But there are a lot of benefits to peas that people don't really realize. They're very hypoallergenic out of all the protein powders that you can get because they obviously don't contain gluten or dairy, right? So no way. And of course, people probably have heard me talk about before why I dislike soy so much. And people find it a lot easier to digest, and you don't get that bloating that I used to get when I ate whey. But 5 benefits, protein, is it aids in weight loss. So a lot of people don't realize that when you're actually hungry, your stomach secretes ghrelin, which tells your brain that your stomach is empty. So pea protein produces a peptide that delays the emptying of your stomach and secretion of ghrelin. And pea protein matches dairy, course-based proteins in its ability to help you feel full longer. It also supports a healthy heart. So in 2009, a Canadian scientist found that pea protein actually lowers high blood pressure. And there was a study done in the American Journal of Epidemiology that found that using plant-based proteins rather than animal-based decreased the risk of coronary heart disease. So if you have heart issues, you should reduce the amount of inflammatory foods you eat. Another benefit is increases muscle thickness. So in 2015, a study published in the Journal of the International Study of Sports Nutrition proved that pea protein increases muscle thickness just as well as dairy-based proteins. And pea protein has high amounts of L-arginine, which is an amino acid that actually helps to build muscle. Pea protein also may decrease your risk of kidney disease. So a study conducted in Canada proved that pea protein lowers high blood pressure, stated that pea protein consumption could actually delay or prevent the onset of chronic kidney disease. And pea protein's ability to regulate blood pressure poses a significant benefit to people who have kidney disease because it is associated with increased high blood pressure. And also regulates blood sugar. So there was a study conducted by the University of Toronto's Department of Nutritional Sciences that tested the effects of pea protein on food intake, glucose levels, and appetite in healthy young men. And of course, while the addition of the pea protein did not change the food intake or the appetite, the blood glucose levels of the subjects stayed lower than normal. So, I also recommend, of course, where you can buy the best organic protein powder. And I'm going to post that link below so that you know where you can get it. And again, several reasons why I choose this as an option is because it has no gluten, it has no whey or wheat or eggs or soy or dairy, no artificial flavors or sweeteners or preservatives. It contains certified organic sprouted and biofermented raw protein, believe it or not. High in protein, low in carbohydrates, optimally balanced amino acid profile, and very easily digested. And it's only made with 5 ingredients. So certified organic biofermented pea protein, organic sprouted brown rice protein, organic Sacha inchi protein, non-GMO xanthan gum, and Luan fruit concentrate. That's it. No maltodextrin. And if you want to know why I don't like it very much, again, I explain more in detail, sort of pose a link on my blog. But it's a very highly processed sort of filler preservative. So it's not very good for you at all. And this protein I also recommend only has 123 milligrams of sodium, and a lot of the protein powders you buy are very high in sodium, sometimes over 350 to 400 milligrams, which is actually quite a bit. So also don't forget to connect with me on Facebook and check out my blog post, which this video relates to in its entirety on my website, again, theorganictarian.com. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. And hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Until next time, cheers.